evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 2 in the Bronze match in the League of Legends tournament here at Respawn V29 Hack the Planet here at La Trobe Uni in northern Melbourne. I hope it's north anyway. My name is Coldblood, and we'll have to see if the Knife and Fork Patrol are able to sweep this away 2-0, or if the enemy has anything for them. That is, of course, Johno, Brown's Big Boys BENQ. It's very handy because it's in the middle there under the Respawn banner. It's very handy. So the Johno, Brown's Big Boys BENQ, they were talking about wanting to go have some beers, so they may look to end this game quickly. But they've locked in Shaco, which I'm excited for. They've banned out Karthus, Vega, and Tristana, none of which is very standard at all. Maybe they just hate bursters, I'm not sure. But, or maybe they just want to protect the Ahri from, big bursters like Trist and Vega. Or OP things like Karthus. We can see that Susan and Kha'Zix have been locked in. We'll probably see Rhinoceros on, Rhinosaurus, on the Kha'Zix, and Susan possibly played by Vectatious. Kind of suits the style that he's shown us thus far. We're waiting for the other picks for, I do believe that's Johno, Brown's Big Boys BENQ. They've got the Zyra locked in. That could be mid or support. Depends what they prefer to go for. So, Severe and Shaco are the other lock-ins, obviously. Thresh being considered here, and will get locked in. Will the Jinx be locked in as well? It is indeed. So we're flying through this this bronze match here, as the grand final will be starting quite soon. That'll be between Fibonacci 5 and Jad Saxton on OKCupid, or OCK. Oh, wait, OKC? Oh, I don't know. Garen, and a couple of things being considered here. We'll have to wait to see what exactly happens. Mulchinator was the one who really wanted to go for a beer, so would not be surprised if they just pick whatever they feel like. I want to give a shout out, guys. If you can see the graphic down the bottom there, that was done by Maverick over at Performance Gaming. They are an awesome bunch over there. Make sure you go like them on Facebook. If you look for Performance Gaming, they're Brisbane based, or Queensland based rather, and they can do all sorts of wonderful graphic things, and they host a lot of tournaments. They're going for Counter-Strike Global Offensive mostly this year, so if you like getting behind esports, or you have a thing for FPSs where AWPs are OP, go ahead and check them out and get involved in what they're doing. Olaf and Syndra will be the lock-ins here for Johno, Brown's Big Boys. Maybe the Shaco was a legit pick. I thought they were just like troll picking themselves, but they may legitly want to run away with the Shaco. And we can see Elise going to be last locked in here by Kitchen and... no, not Kitchen, Knife and Fork Patrol. It's interesting that she made it right till the end, though, because, of course, she is very, very strong. The new Spirit Stone only helps her out more. I mean, it was nice having the main passive on her, but you never, ever, ever run out of health and mana on her now. Between Venomous Bite and Neurotoxin, you just do so much single target damage. You're just going to heal and regain mana for everything you do. So we'll wait for the game to get underway here before we reveal the blackout. Hopefully my computer manages to survive this loading. It didn't in the previous game. We can see here that we've got... what is that? Is that Clarity? Cleanse. Okay. I don't know why Cleanse isn't pink, but Cleanse definitely makes sense against Wither, Cocoon. You can cleanse the death sentence off, so I thought it was like Clarity trolling, but it's very much legit. On Severe, it lets you block up to 2 spell, or not block, but block 1 spell and then negate another, should that be needed. Shaco in the jungle, packing the Ignite, so very strong early on if he catches an enemy overextended, sorry. Olaf versus Susan, we've seen this matchup once or twice today, and it didn't go in Olaf's favour at that point, but maybe with a Shaco tipping the scales it'll be okay. We can assume Syndra's going mid against the Kha'Zix, so Syndra probably a little better than Ziggs, and the last person was Kale. because of course if Kha'Zix jumps at you, you can just knock him aside. Scatter the Weak, I believe it's called. You can throw down a Dark Sphere and stun him as well. And of course her level 6 burst means if Kha'Zix tries to go for it, she can just turn around and throw her balls in his face. At the bottom lane we'll have Severe, Zyra, very harassy lane, and if Zyra lands a root into Severe throwing the Boomerang Blade, that's a lot of damage, but Thresh Jinx, that's also a powerful lane. So it's going to come down to the junglers, I believe, or maybe a skill matchup, and then the junglers will have a heavy effect on what goes on here. Susan versus Olaf, we have looked at that. We might have a look at what the Syndra's packing. Syndra really needs some armor here. He's been top lane this whole time, now he's going mid. He has a whole bunch of magic resist, 12, and then a bunch of AP, and armor pen has gone 21, 4, 5, fair enough. Wants a little bit of tankiness and health regen, can't really blame him. And then the Kha'Zix, once again played by Rhinoceros. We'll see what he ran this game and the previous game. Got a pretty standard page, and then 21-9. So once again running the same kind of thing. In the jungle, of course, we do have Shaco versus Elise. Elise is so popular that we probably don't have to go over what she does. She brings a whole lot of everything to the table. It's going to be once again played by young Neil. When he steps away from the Ziggs mid, he likes to take up the Elise jungle. And we know that he has Death Blossom, so it will be a blue spider. The Shaco is very interesting. Against something like a Narcissus, Kha'Zix, Thresh, he's not going to do anything late game. He's going to jump into a fight and not do a whole heck of a lot before he goes down very quickly. So it's going to be up to him to do split pushing. But of course, Vectatious is very good at pushing, has teleport, has someone who can easily 1v1 Shaco unless he gets jumped by a Shaco who's very far ahead. Which, not the most likely to happen, but we'll have to see how it goes. Anything can happen here. So this is game 2 between Knife and Fork Patrol, who are currently 1-up, and Johno Brown's big boys, BENQ, who said they want to go have some beers, but they've got one more game to play first. So we'll go ahead and jump into the skin battle here. And the only skin up the top is the Haunted Zyra, which admittedly is a cool skin, but you've got a whole heck of a lot more down at the bottom team, so we'll have to give that away to Knife and Fork Patrol there on the red side. As far as level 1 power goes, there's quite a bit of utility over on the side of red, but we haven't seen much early aggression, if at all, from any of the teams today. Level 1 fights really not popular. Then for the other side, it's pretty decent, but I would assume Mountain Drew wants to set up his box nest and just try and clear through the jungle to get some ganking going on. And I'm wondering if the red team here, Knife and Fork Patrol, are going to be able to disrupt the boxes, try and get them to pop before the buff spawns, and then he's in a lot of trouble, because Shaco is very squishy, and without a whole bunch of boxes, he has a lot of trouble level 1. So I'll have to see what they decide to do here. Waiting for the game to load. There it goes. So we are now into the game. We'll just quickly fix this up down here. As I should learn how to talk while I'm doing this. So there we go. So representing Johno Brown Big Boys BENQ. It's currently 0-1 down in the series, so now is their time to shine. It will be Mountain Drew once again jungling, this time on the Shaco. We have Remzi, who is normally playing the support Thresh, is now playing as Severe. Molkinator is going to play as the Zyra, so they've switched around just a little bit. Sindri on the Syndra, who normally goes top but is now mid. And Voyers on the Olaf, who has been mid up until now. It looks like he's decided to switch around just a little bit. Has gone for all consumables once again. Representing Knife and Fork Patrol here, all stacked in the one bush. It's Rhinoceros on the Kha'Zix. We have Vextatious on the Narcissus. On Polecat, we have Thresh. His partner, Poles, will be Jinx, and then young Neil will be rounding them out as the jungle. Sindri has no chance of getting out of this one. Blows the flash, and Rhinoceros, you do not want first blood, going to a Kha'Zix I believe Sindri may have not been paying the most attention there. This is the vision for them. And yeah, not a lot you can do at that point. Poor bastard, he was probably talking to someone and then suddenly turns back and there's an enemy Thresh flashing him. So it was 2 flashes to get the first blood, but giving it to Rhino definitely going to benefit them. And now they have control over the red. Malkinator needs to be very careful here. Like we said, the boxes are going to be disrupted. Mountain Drew going straight for the blue of the enemy, but it looks like Knife and Fork Patrol, they're going to go to the blue, so this is bad for Mountain Drew. He could be in trouble here. Doesn't have flash or anything, so if he gets caught, he's going to know that they're coming now. He needs a way out. The blue's going to be worked on here. Can he escape this? Looks like they're just going to go for that at the moment. Mountain Drew, can he get the... That is a very sneaky recall. Looks like they're not too bothered with him. Although Polecat, can he interrupt the recall? No, he cannot. So well done by Mountain Drew to escape that one. Unfortunately for him, the red and the blue were disrupted. And because this is the blue vision, they know that red is perfectly safe and sound here. As young Neil going to be going for the Wolves. Sharko is heading to his first buff. This is a bad start for someone who needs a snowball. Meanwhile, up atop, a lot of back and forth there. The JBBB has a lot of consumables, so going to be looking very, very good. There is no summoners burned by either of them just yet. They're both packing Ghost. Narcissus or Susan has Teleport, and Olaf has Ignite. As soon as Olaf hits level 2, we might see some more aggression coming out there. Undertow will be learned. He does land it and going to try and get a trade-off on Vectatious. There is Ignite. We have to keep in mind, Vectatious, you have to be so careful here. And he is going to end up falling. So nicely done by JBBB, who picks himself up a nice little gold lead there over the Susan. Is tripling his CS as well, which is, 12 to 4, not the biggest discrepancy, and the teleport will go up by Vectatious to get back to his farming as quickly as he can. Doesn't pick up any consumables or anything, wanted to get there as quickly as possible. Young Neil going to come in. JBBB, he has a ward in the brush, but it looks like he hasn't realized that Elise is coming. Definitely going to be falling here. He popped the Ghost, and no, he's just going to try and have a man fight. Vectatious going to pick up a few siphoning strike sacks with that, as well as picking up the the XP of taking down someone at a higher level than her. And Sindri going to take down Kha'Zix in the mid. So Rhinoceros looks like he's being much too greedy there. Sindri's going to land the stun, and there's no escape from that one. Beautifully done by Sindri there. Going to get a lot of tower damage down, and well, this looks like this game may be a lot closer. John Brown, Johno Brown, Big Boys, Bad Boys, I think it's Big Boys, BENQ looking a lot better in this game early on. There is 2 assists on the Elise, obviously. So she's doing quite well for herself as well. We have a Doran Shield on the Thresh to the AP item, the Spell Thief's Edge on Malkinator, so he needs to try and get some auto-attack harass down. Getting monies with the throwing out the Deadly Bloom and the Grasping Roots. As Remzi finally reprising his role as support. A lot of damage going down in the trade just there. The shield is a little bit too slow, so it looks like Remzi, not only is he good on Thresh, but very good at Severe as well. As Mountain Drew, he is standing on a ward. Red team going to get the heck out at this point. But Sharko, they don't know that he's still around. They've made a thing he backed off. Young Neil going to be coming in here. Red team going to try and bait this, but they do not have vision of the Sharko just yet. They're going to see the smoke go off, and Polecat, he can't get out of this one. Grasping Root's going to land. Malkinator forced to try and flash out, so Thresh is going to try and get as much as he can. Venomous Bite going to take that one down. Renzi has a really nice spell shield to avoid the cocoon of Young Neil and forces the flash in the end. So it is 1-for-1 with the CS is looking fairly even. The mid lane starting to even up a little bit. Sindri does have a XP lead for sure though, so Rhinoceros might be in a little bit of trouble here. Vexatious going to go back to the base, picking himself up a Chain Vest and a Sapphire Crystal, as Olaf has himself up a Ruby Crystal, has 600 gold, so I could turn it into a Kindle Gem or whatever he may decide. Could get a long sword to work into Phage, maybe boots. No, he does go for the Kindle Gem, so wants as much CDR for the Reckless Swing as possible, which is definitely fair enough. Mountain Drew going to be clearing away this here. Did manage to pick himself up a kill in the bottom lane. That will certainly help him catch back up. He's a couple of hundred behind Elise, but she's been involved in a heck of a lot here. Sindri doesn't have his ultimate just yet. Young Neil going to be coming around, and Scatter the Weak doesn't manage to get the stun off, so Young Neil going to pick himself up another kill, so he almost has enough to finish the Spirit of the Ancient Golem. Mountain Dew going to try and take this blue Wraith, but Young Neil's going straight for the bottom. This is the vision for blue team. They're not quite sure that Elise is coming just yet. They're going to know now, going to completely avoid the ward. And a nice cocoon going to land there. Beautiful lantern gang from Polecat and Young Neil. Killing spree picked up by the Elise. And poor Mulkinator really couldn't do anything in that situation. As Vexatious going to be taken lower and lower by the Olaf, who doesn't have any mana left. And the Wither just barely saves him there. Perseverance going to start regenerating his health. But the Vicious Strikes means that Olaf can sustain very, very easily. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Mountain Drew being a little bit greedy with trying to clear when he's at low health. And Rhinosaurus did see him, so he's going to jump in. And will he get the wolf? No, Sharko will get the wolf before he goes down. There's nothing he could have done apart from not being there. Syndra has hit level 6, Unleash Power is available, but with Flash on Kha'Zix as well as his leap, I don't think he'll be able to get away. Sindri going to be coming in here, doesn't actually throw an orb down before using Scatter the Weak. Young Neil wants to take down the dragon, and his team is going to be following with him now. Vexatious taking a lot of health. Vexatious, yeah, I thought I was saying that properly. So Rhinoceros is going to be distracting in the mid, as the rest of his team going to try and take down the dragon here. Mulchinator, can he do much about this one? Going to have the plants up, just having it tanked for the enemy team, so it doesn't end up doing the most. And big gold lead picked up now for the red team, 2 and a bit thousand. And of course they are 1-0 up in the series. As Rhinoceros is going to be jumped on by Mountain Drew, but he's not that scary as Sharko at the moment. The box will absorb that one. Nice grasping roots, and he will be forced to get out of there. Young Neil gets ignited and Dark Sphere and gets burns to death up in the air. Never comes back down. Must have died in her web. Rhinoceros is going to get out alive. He, the Elise paid the price for his getting pulled out, which is normally how it works for the poor jungles and supports. Nice grasping roots by Malkinator there under Poles, and Remzi going Remzi going to get a boomerang blade off. Poles falling quite low from that one. She does have a Doran's blade and the Vampiric Scepter, so her health will regain shortly as long as she can get her attack off. Another grasping roots and a boomerang blade going to land there. What is Susan's farm looking like? Not nearly as good as we've seen in the past, but Olaf very, very tough lane. Is he going for Zeke's Herald first? That'd be very interesting. He could just be getting a longsword to build into items and such. So the Kha'Zix, who is Rhinoceros, is hunting around the jungle at the moment. They ping the blue buff. They know that it's there. Mountain Drew does have double buffs at the moment, as he's at 1-for-1. And the blue buff going the way of the knife and fork patrol here. Blue team have no idea that's going on. Sindri going to recall back to the base. Has 1,000 gold. Could get maybe Tear or Chalice or something. A Chalice would be a good idea, I think, or maybe just some armor. Gonna go, no, Sork Shoes, that's probably decent as well. She wants to get some armor, though. Against Narcissus, Kha'Zix, and Jinx, you need some kind of armor. Elise does a little bit herself, but that's not really the concern for Syndra. She needs to try and survive long enough to burst down the Jinx if possible. Vexatious going to blow the Fury of the Sands and try and turn it around on Olaf. I'm just going to use that ultimate to dissuade the aggression here. As, there's a point in everything for JBBB on the Olaf. Young Neil going to be coming in from behind now. Ragnarok has been used. Cocoon will not last, but when you don't have much magic resist because you popped Ragnarok, you're going to be pretty squishy. Now this Sharko wants to do damage. He does have Clone available. Meanwhile, in the mid, the Syndra's going to end up falling because she doesn't have much armor. And was not able to use the Unleash Power. It must have been a sneak attack from using the Void Assault. It is indeed on cooldown. So we can see Vexatious going back to the base. Young Neil going to be happy with the fourth kill of the game that he has picked up. Mountain Dew not able to do Mountain Drew not able to do much about that. The blue team down at bot looking quite weak. The red team not the healthiest either. So this could explode suddenly. There is a teleport available from Vexatious, so the Johno Brown bad boys, or big boys, they need to keep in mind that a Narcissus could appear at any second, and they've got to be ready to deal with it. So Narcissus looking pretty good on the CDR, and just like that, Malkinator going to be taken down. I guess it will be a hook or something that will get him here. What's going to happen? Polecat going to be walking forward, and Malkinator went to cast the Grasping Roots. It was a nice dodge. Not nice dodge, a nice prediction by Thresh there on the Grasping Roots. Not Grasping Roots, sorry, Death Sentence. Been a very long day, guys, I'm very sorry. Young Neil going to be coming down, has used his gold to go for a bit of defenses, and Unleashed Power goes off, but it's too little, too late. Rhinoceros getting absolutely scary, and we could see a 2-0 sweep in the bronze final. Knife and Fork Patrol looking to take their third spot. Ghost goes out by JBBB, and Vexatious is actually tanking a lot of the minions at the moment. Will the last Undertow land? Does indeed. Will the Wrecker Swing goes off? Nice bait there by Vexatious, but will he be able to pick it up? He has the Ghost. Will he have Spirit Fire? He's going to get the Wither off. Ragnarok has popped. And will it be enough? No, Spirit Fire does end up picking up the kill in the end. Shaco fold at the bottom lane, and things going from bad to worse for the challengers here. 0 down, Johno Brown. Bad boys, big boys. So the Syndra in the mid still quite squishy. A couple of Doran's rings not going to help against the Kazakhs at this point. We could see Young Neil come in. Looks like he's going to go down to the bottom though. He's going to run straight into a Severe who has on the hunt popped. Young Neil actually forced a flash out there. Grasping Roots and Boomerang Blade a little too scary, I guess. As, Jinx is going to be recalling now, probably picking up a BF sword. And with that, she's going to be a lot stronger than the Severe. No, decides to go Berserker's Greaves and the BF sword. So, it was rolling in the money. Vexatious going to spam push up here, as he is very good at doing. Ninja Tabai being worked on by JBBB, who's getting some damage down onto Vexatious. Gets withered, and Old Man Olaf going to try and do as much last hitting as he can. The K&FP guys, looks like they want to take the dragon. Is up in 40 seconds, so not too far away. How much gold is Severe packing? 800 at the moment, so could go for a pickaxe or something. Malkinator forced to flash out. Can he escape? Grasping Roots almost off cooldown, as is Exhaust. And it looks like the blue team successfully deflect that aggression. In 20 seconds, a dragon will respawn. And Sindri pushing ahead in the mid. Not doing the worst on CS. Is somewhat keeping up. But Kazakhs with his 4 kills and then, of course, 20 CS on top. He's just so scary. Malkinator barely avoids the combo there. Sindri misses the Dark Sphere, Scatter the Weak combo. Dragon going to respawn just as the wards are cleared out. They need to chuck a seed in the pit to know what its health is at. This pink ward going to end up falling thanks to the plant giving vision. Grasping Roots ends up missing Mountain Drew. Going to go in and doesn't get the smite off. And will they be able to take him down? They're going to go for the right. Shaco there. And, Super Mega Death Rocket is enough to pick up the kill. Young Neil falling lower and lower. Ragnarok popped by Olaf, and he's forced to back the hell out. He's not getting slowed by the red buff, but the rockets go too far. Sindri gets the Scatter the Weak out, and on the hunt will be enough to get rid of that aggression. But meanwhile, Vexatious just spam pushing. Did not have teleport, so he couldn't use it. But he's going to be free farming for now. He is up to 183, which is very respectable at the 14-minute mark. He had trouble early on, but is now easily in his groove. He does have enough for the Iceborne Gauntlet. I have to see if he decides to go for it. As Pol's going to take the tier 1 in the mid. That is all of the outer towers down for the red team. And things starting to look very difficult for them. Looks like Shaco's going for the Ravenous Hydra, which will mean he can clear out the waves quite quickly. And has decent AD for killing towers as well. The red buff, who is it going to go to? Get smited away by Mountain Drew. Well done there but Molchinator, no way to go. That Stranglethorns is quite decent, stops the rest of his team being in trouble, but ends up falling down himself as Polecat, well, takes a lot of damage from the plants, but is okay in the end. Vectasia is going to come from behind to get on this. Olaf does... I'm not sure if he has Fury of the Sands. Actually, looks like a lot of action going down here at the bottom. So Mountain Drew going to be coming in here. This is the vision for the red team. As Sindri going to be coming in, and suddenly a Shaco. So almost got out with the Lantern and a flash forward by Polecat to get Mountain Cat gone up, but Unleash Power is used there. Young Neil falling lower and lower. Severe going to try and take her down, gets flashes forward, and Young Neil, will he take the last order attack? Cocoon is used, and can Young Neil escape here? He will indeed get out. That was by the skin of his teeth. As Pole's trying to get as much health back as he can. Takes a thrown minion to the face. Meanwhile, Vectasia is just freely pushing up here and go back whenever he wants and pick up some nice items for himself. As all the Scatter of the Weak is going to stun up Jinx there. Unleash Power is very far off of coming, and of course, there isn't much mana on the side of Sindri anyway. Olaf going to be stopping the push up at the top. This Vexatious is going to become a big problem soon. He pops the Fury of the Sand as Shaco comes in with him, and Olaf can't really stick around too easily. Mountain Dew gets dropped very quickly. The clone will pop though, and will Undertow be enough? Narcissus cannot turn it around, and Vexatious ends up falling. Does have teleport, but gives up a lot of gold to Ojaburuda on the Olaf, who's now packing 700 after getting that shut down, so he didn't have much before he got it. Now could go, I was going to say Bilgewater Cutlass, which Bork would be very good against the Hellstacking Narcissus, but it's getting to the point where Bork will be much too late to have a significant difference. Sindri going to chuck down a Dark Sphere in the base. Oh, a bit of an early box used there by Polecat, but it will not matter. Sindri, no chance of escaping that one. The kill goes over the Thresh in the end. Wings have been evolved by Rhinosaurus, or built rather, with the robot skin. And nice grasping roots there, and Stranglethorns is absolutely perfect, but it may not matter in the end. Molchinator going to be jumped on, and Alicia's going to take him down very quickly. Olaf is in here. Vectatious has TP'd in, so this is the first 5v5 we have had. Cocoon ends up missing, but it is enough to take him down regardless. The spiders will end up falling to the Boomerang Blade, but the red team have gotten what they wanted. And they are pressuring a lot. They're dancing by Mountain Drew. I think he wants to go have a drink, which is fair enough, I guess. He's trying to have a bit of a dance here. He's working on his Bilgewater... No, sorry, not the Bilgewater. Working on the Ravenous Hydra. So Vectatious is at the level 12. Nice sneaky tower picked up by Poles there on the Jinx. Is working on both Phantom Dancer and Last Whisper at the same time. Manages to get the tier 2 at bot, and nice engage by Polecat there. No escape from this one. Going to try and turn it around. Polecat does manage to do so, but it is another Siphoning Strike stack for Vexatious there, and another kill for him as well. Zyra going to end up running into a Jinx, which is exactly what she did not want to see. And Polecat all the way over here thanks to the Get Excited passive, which gives a huge amount of movement speed. Mountain Dew, can he escape here? Looks like his team's ready to body block, but Elise goes right over the top of them. He should have stayed right the heck away. Ragnarok used by the Olaf here, but the red team going to be forced to disengage here. Knife and Fork Patrol in a prime position to take this one. The second of the tier 2s is going to now fall with Voracious. He's going to disengage the rest of his team. Going to clear up the Zyra. Rhinoceros gets stunned up by Zyra, and the true damage nuke from her, from the Rise of the Thorns. I thought it was Queen of the Thorns. The true damage nuke from Rise of the Thorns will be enough to pick that one up. Young Nail looking very, very well damagey. He's got a lot of penetration on the Elise, and of course her base damages warrant that for sure. Sindri is headed to the mid. Can't take the Thresh down in one combo at this point. Has the Talisman of Ascension, which he uses very, very well. As Pole's going to get off the recall. We're going to pick up the Phantom Dancer and probably working towards the Last Whisper next. As Vexatious has Frozen Heart and working on a Sheen, well, working on the Triforce for himself. There is a bunch of pings going on by the Johno Brown bad boys at the Baron, but it will be checked and there's nothing there. But Machinator definitely does not want to be here at this point in time. Verax is going to attack the Baron and back out. Mulchinator, can he make it out of the pit? Baron's going to kill you, buddy. And Verax just takes the last one down there. And, takes a hit to the back, which of course is true damage, which is unnegatable, but in the end, doesn't even matter. Oh, what's going on down at the bot? Mountain Drew, he tries to get the recall, but it is not enough. Gets taken down, and I would say that's all she wrote for this game. There's not a lot that the Johno Brown bad boys can bring, or big boys. They have done very well today, though. We've been excited to have them here, and we look forward to seeing them again in April. I guess I shouldn't write them off just yet. There's ways I can turn it around. It's only 14,000 at 20 minutes. It's no big deal. There's Polecat having a little bit of a laugh to himself. You what, mate? As red buff being taken by Rhino, the little lizard there. It looks like they're going to donate it over to Poles, so 80 carries getting everything like normal. The Kazakhs headed over to the mid to push that one out. And, the Olaf, no chance of getting out of that one. Rampage picked up by Young Neil, as the plant is going to dissuade them from approaching for now. AoE crits going off from Jinx, because of course she does have the Phantom Dancer. Found and Drew, they're gonna get Rhino! Oh, that was close. He almost got the reset and got out. As that was a big bounty to go over to the way of, I believe it was Syndra who got it, which is decent for them. She's got a lot of damage, that's for sure, particularly when she throws out the Unleashed Power, but the Red Team going to monster their way through the bottom tower here, and they engage using the Get Excited and the Elise Repel. Mulkinator actually is going to make it out, but Severe is going to be followed by Polecat. The Olaf or Super Mega Death Rocket bursts his health down enough for Young Neil to pick up a legendary, I think. 9, 1, and 5 has done a beautiful job on that jungle Elise. So Zig's play, not nearly as impressive, but as Elise he smashes obviously. As Narcissus going to take down Susan and come over to secure a kill as well down at the bottom. Mountain Drew, can he get out? He's going to pop the Deceive. Mountain Drew, can he make it away? Veloxious, pretty tanky at this point. Yeah, going to just siphoning strike him in the face and take that one down. Bottom inhibitor being worked on will end up falling. Olaf going to run up, but there's not a lot he can do. Going to take a lot of damage and pops Ragnarok, which makes him squishier. But he's not being slowed by red buff, which is definitely fair enough. So Jinx is pushing away here. They're going to try and disengage. This is the K&F people. As there's nothing that you can do when a Kazakhs is nearby. And Sindri going to try and push them out. Has picked herself up a Catalyst, and Narcissus, he's not squishy. You cannot kill him like that. He has teleport available, so he could go back to the base and then TP top if you really wanted. As Kazakhs going to go with Polecat, who's got a very tanky, team-orientated build, whereas the rest of his team are building quite selfishly. Elise is, she's got a Riley, she's got penetration, so she's very, very tanky as far as health goes. She'll take almost true damage, but so much health that, you know, having no resistances doesn't really matter. And then, of course, her damage output is massive. Mountain Drew is here stealth. He's going to be getting vision thanks to the box, and Rhinoceros falling quite low there, as Olaf just waiting off to the side to try and buy time for the blue team to get here. Cocoon will end up landing, and Mulchinator instantly falls down. Super Mega Death Rocket not even needed, as the Bilgewater Cutlass goes off onto Elise. Going to jump forward onto Olaf, and there's not a lot he can do. He's just going to try and lead them away from his team. Not going to work too well though, because Rhinoceros has engaged Mountain Drew, but is a little afraid to go in, I guess. As Rhinoceros going to jump onto the land and get out. Now Baron is the call for Knife and Fork Patrol. Young Neil going to go onto Mountain Drew. Can he get the Deceive out? No, he will end up falling. Young Neil certainly going to be MVP in this game. He has done a brilliant job. Had his presence shown from the start, and has just continued to cement that dominance that he has. So 20,000 gold almost in Knife and Fork Patrol's favor at this point. Johno, Brown, and the big boys really struggling. They've got not a lot they can do. Malkinator going to run straight into the enemy. That's not exactly where he wanted to go. Not even going to shoot the passive out there, as Red Team, or Scatter the Weak, does decent wave clearing, but it is not enough. The bottom inhibitor is down. The mid one soon to follow, as Mountain Drew having a little bit of a dance there. That was outrageous from Thresh there. He deserved the kill. Scumbag Elise, Super Mega Death Rocket takes that one up. The Baron buff is on the entirety of Knife and Fork Patrol, as the tower's getting taken down. Spider's going to tank a couple of hits, and then Stranglethorns goes off. Will knock up Elise as she comes down from her web, but anyway, the Nexus tower is going to fall. Elise, through the exhaust, picks up a kill. As no, it was Jinx who got that, and Kha'Zix takes down Olaf. Nice snipe there from the zap onto poor Lemzilla. And after a long day today, John Brown and the big boys walk away with 4th place. And congratulations to Knife and Fork Patrol for securing the 3rd place. They are our bronze champions for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. All we have left is the grand final, so I'll let you know when that's coming up. So if you want to jump over to the Dota 2 stream on GTV3, it is right in the middle of the action at the moment, and we'll be back as soon as we can. We'd like to thank Oz Gamers for sponsoring GameStar, and Performance Gaming for being awesome. So this is Cold Blood, signing out for now.